Am back, am tired. Hold on, I need water. So today's video is actually going to explain why I didn't make a YouTube video for about 2 months. Main idea, long story short, I had experienced two different forms of burnout and had to reorganize my brain. There was a lot cosmically that was also going on, like a lot astrology wise. But I'm very specifically but even after all of that ended, I still had to go ahead and slowly get back into doing things. So in this video, I'm going to specifically be talking about like what burnout I was going through, or what types of burnout I was specifically going through, and how I handled it. I also think it would probably be best to also preface the rest of however long I'm doing YouTube for with this. When it comes to me not doing a video a specific week, it will probably either be because I was very busy that week specifically. We'll probably end up getting back to doing videos the next week, or I'm currently not having a good mental health day or week, because that's how neurodivergence works. It also could be one of those things where I was putting together a video and completely forgot to actually upload it. And then, did I? As I say this, I'm literally having to think about whether I uploaded last week's video. I can check that now, hold on. Yeah, so basically, those are going to end up being the main three reasons I don't actually upload the way that I have been handling uploading videos. Now we're going to actually start with what is burnout and the two main types of burnout that I had to deal with. As an artist, it's essentially losing your zing. If you actually watched it, Kiki's Delivery Service. Best way to explain artistic burnout. If you haven't, the best way for me to explain the experience is, it's like you've used up all of the fuel for whatever artistic endeavor you were going on, and you have to take a moment to allow the tank itself to refuel. It's pretty much like having to put gas in your car. The funnier thing is, you don't know when you're going to be able to actually get back into working or continuing said artistic endeavor. You don't know when the line is of, okay, I can continue. Very different. That part is the only difference between artistic burnout and putting gas in your car. As a neurodivergent person, however, burnout is basically a crumbling tower. Neurodivergent burnout is basically the way that things have been working, the way that things have been going or have been working will not work unless I want to end up having to go ahead and deal with being so stressed out that I actually spaz out. And as someone that is very sensitive to like tiny details in the environment I'm in, that actually has the ability to happen more frequently than I would like for it to. But it gets even worse, because then I'm sitting here like, wait, what am I doing wrong? It's like, no, you're just neurodivergent. And then I have to go ahead and basically sit there and sulk like a 2-year-old that was literally told you need to go take a nap. So it's basically a crumbling tower because the foundation itself was shaky at best, broken at worst. So you have to go ahead and look over everything, rebuild the foundation, and take your time rebuilding said foundation to make sure that it's stable enough to put everything else on top of it. Now here's how I handled both of those. The main thing is to take note when you are feeling like the start of burnout. Like as an artist, the quicker you're able to notice those things, the easier it will end up being to like notice, okay, I need to go ahead and take a break now. And if it's not a systematic thing where you work for a certain amount of time on whatever artistic endeavor you're working on, and then you go ahead and take a break for a certain amount of time, it's a lot easier to tell that pattern or to tell the like tiny symptoms of burnout. That's what I was trying to say. But one of mine is a lack of focus on something that I really cared about. So like if I'm noticing that I don't really focus that much on actually like writing poetry or even watching the YouTube videos that I do, depending, I can already tell that there's something that's happening, and while I can't pinpoint exactly what, it is enough of a symptom for me to be able to pinpoint, okay, I need to take a break, and I don't know how long this break is going to end up being for. Either way, when I took that break, I originally thought it was just like a cosmic thing. Again, having to deal with like an eclipse and a Mercury retrograde at once. But I still decided, you know what, it's probably not a me thing. Still, I'm not going to try to fight it. This is not my battle. Even after taking the specific break that I had set myself and like checked in after the break that I had set was officially over, I still didn't really want to do much of anything. And as I was writing all of this down, I specifically put in parentheses, most of my problems are subconscious. Understanding now, a lot of the things that I'm having to go ahead and basically fight against, a lot of the battles I'm currently having to face are essentially subconscious and a bunch of subtext in such an environment. Now, one of the things that allowed me to have a better understanding, have a better handling over dealing with burnout, whether it be the neurodivergent burnout or the artistic burnout, was I knew myself very well. Almost too well. If I'm having to deal with too much stress, or stress that ends up having such a negative toll on me that I can't actually use to work on anything, I can't really create. Certain things can be created out of stress. It all depends on the type of stress, at least for me. But that was the type of stress, the type and the amount of stress that I could not be able to do. I would not have been able to do anything with. My mind also ends up becoming very, very messy. Think about that. If you have watched SpongeBob SquarePants, which I'm pretty sure almost everyone has at this point, but it's that scene where there's just a bunch of tiny SpongeBobs sitting at a desk in his brain, and like papers are everywhere. There's papers everywhere, files everywhere, nothing is organized, and I'm going to end up having to take a lot of time to reorganize everything. And the last thing that I specifically noticed eventually was that I was losing my drive, my motivation, my spiritual energy to do anything that I wanted to do, simply because I was having to deal with a lot of stress mentally and having to fight a lot of subconscious battles, because that also ends up taking a lot of energy out of me, more than I would like for it to. So I decided to extend said break indefinitely. My main idea was until I had gathered enough drive to continue. And I would like to say that I'm very grateful for the situation I am in, because I have the ability to do stuff like that. I have the ability to be like, hey, I need to take a bit of a step back. I can't continue to do this. I need to take a break. Because sadly, not everyone's able to do that. And the funnier thing is the fact that it is Tuesday as I am filming this. Usually I film on a Monday, but yesterday I was just not feeling it. So I was like, okay, I'll be able to film tomorrow. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And the piece of advice that I want to leave you with in this video is actually something that I ended up getting from a person that does content on TikTok. Because yes, that's exactly how I end up getting here. Try engaging with your special interests more. If you're not neurodivergent, then take in media and stuff that you like. Whether that be listening to music from your favorite artist, actually drawing a picture just for art's sake, or just for you. There's a lot of movement happening upstairs. Watch your favorite content creators. Read books if you still do that. I actually do. I ended up finishing a completely different book, and now I'm on to another one. And now I'm on to one that I still need to finish. I keep on having to take a break when it comes to reading the Iliad, because having to translate the way that epics are written to like the type of English that my brain recognizes. But yeah, just engaging with your special interests or your hobbies, the things that you specifically like, the things that fuel your drive and motivation, or allow you to relax a bit more, really helps when it comes to handling burnout. And knowing that burnout happens most of the time when you don't want it to, but also just at any time. So having like a generalized plan of how to handle such burnout would probably always also be best. And even if it doesn't go to plan, even if the burnout itself doesn't really go away with said plan, the idea is to get to a point where you actually want to do the thing again. And that's how I'm ending this video. I'm very much glad that I got through it. The burnout and this video. And with all that being said, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of whenever I post, and put any type of questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for future videos in the comment section down below. With all that being said, I am your local internet friend, aka Toki, and this is Toki saying Toki out.